what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jessica. Please be seated. I want to thank Jessica Flowers for the wonderful rendition of our national anthem. And Randy Runyon and Solid Brass has always been here for us. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Solid Brass. Well, welcome to a wonderful spring evening. We have had commencements in January where it's been snowing, sleeting, ice cold, and now we get a nice spring-like evening, and I'm not complaining. It may be a little warm in here, but we have so much to enjoy this evening. My name is Brad Gottfried, and I'm privileged to be the president of the College of Southern Maryland. Thank you. And welcome all of you to the college's 13th winter commencement. Amazing. This is always a very special event because whenever we recognize and honor our students, the reason why we're here, it is a special evening. And we're going to be doing a lot of honoring and a lot of recognizing this evening. I want to begin by recognizing the platform party and as well as some distinguished guests from who are out in the audience. What I'll ask you to do so we can expedite this is if you could hold your applause until we're completed, I would appreciate it. We have our commencement speaker on stage, Admiral Michelle Howard. We have on our Board of Trustees, we have our Board Chair, Mary Krug. We have Lois DiNatale, Ted Harwood, MacArthur Jones, Mike Middleton, Julie Sickle, Dorothea Smith, and Janice Walthauer, all members of our Board of Trustees. We're privileged to have a number of county commissioners, and whether you know it or not, county commissioners are people that you need to thank on a regular basis. It's a tough job, and they are working hard to maintain a relatively affordable tuition for you, and I want to thank all of them. Tonight we have from Charles County, Reuben Collins, who is the Commissioner Vice President. We have Deborah Davis, also a commissioner from Charles County. From Calvert County, we have Commissioner Susan Shaw, and we have Evan Slogenhaupt. And from St. Mary's County, we have Commissioner President Jack Russell. For the county executives, Deborah Tervala, who is our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Bill Comey, who is our Vice President for Student and Academic Support Services, Dr. Dan Moser, who is the Vice President for Corporate and Community Education, Tony Jernigan, Vice President of Finance and Administration, Dr. F.J. Talley, who is the Dean and Vice President of the Leonardtown campus, Dr. Richard Fleming, I agree, by the way, Richard Fleming, who is Vice President and Dean for the Prince Frederick campus, Craig Patnoud, our General Counsel, and Michelle Goodman, Vice President for Advancement. And a few more, so patience, please. From the audience, we have Sheriff Rex Coffey from Charles County. Representing Delegate Peter Murphy is Julie Vanderslice. let's see. And we have from the foundation, and our foundation board is the entity that raises money. How many of our graduates have gotten a scholarship? Let me see some hands if I can. Great. Well, you have to thank not only Michelle Goodwin, but our foundation members. We have Jay Lilly, who's the new president of the foundation board, Greg Cockerham, who is the outgoing chairman, Glenn Ives is with us this evening, Al Leander, and Paula Martino. Thank you. We also have, I believe, Mel Powell, who is the executive director of the Southern Maryland Higher Ed Center. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Powell. And we have, I forgot, a very important commissioner, Ken Robinson from Charles County, and I apologize, Ken. Ken Robinson is also here with us from Charles County. We have county advisory boards, and with us tonight is Mr. Junior Harris from Charles County, and we have Dr. Eugene Guazzo from St. Mary's County. Thank you, Doctor. Arlene McLaren, I believe, is with us this evening. She is the new executive director of the Charles County Chamber of Commerce, and a good friend of the college, Jim Rybkowski, who is representing Constellation. We've got a wonderful partnership with Constellation. And of course, I'd have a hard time going home if I didn't recognize my wife, my lovely wife, Linda. Thank you for being here tonight, Linda. And if I've missed anyone, I do apologize. But let's get on with the show. Tonight, I agree. We have 511 graduates this evening, an amazing number. Amazing number. Last year, in comparison, 385. And it tells you that this is the college to be. That we provide the kind of education that is top-notch, second to none, at an affordable rate that you won't find anywhere in the state. And again, thank you to our commissioners for keeping the tuition as low as it is. Yes, please. It's a thankless job, and if we can thank them, this is the time to do it. We have a very diverse group of graduates. The youngest is 18 years old. The oldest is 64. Most of our graduates are in transfer programs, and the most common is the associate degree in general studies. Let me tell you, and this is one of the highlights of commencement for me, the greatest point is when our students march across the stage and we can recognize them, but when I can also tell stories about our graduates. And let me tell you about a few of our graduates this evening. I mentioned that our youngest graduate is 18. Well, she began while she was a high school student in a dual enrollment program. She had a lust for learning and continued on and graduated with an associate degree. In fact, she is here this evening to get her associate degree. She completed her requirements in August, and she's now a junior at St. Mary's College, and she's doing quite well. She's here this evening. Two of our oldest students, well, I'll say more mature students, because I'm in their category, 164, 160, had a very similar path. Both began their college career in the early 1970s, before some of our graduates were probably born, and they stopped out. They got married, they got jobs, they had family, and both of them returned to CSM to continue their education. In some cases, one course at a time, sometimes more. One of these individuals almost didn't graduate. She had a debilitating stroke where she was in a coma for 2 weeks. And when she recovered, she had to relearn how to walk, how to read, even how to talk. And she is being honored this evening because she continued her education, and she is walking across the stage this evening with an associate degree. And she comes from a distinguished family because her daughter, her son, her daughter-in-law have all graduated from the College of Southern Maryland, and she'll join them as being an alum. And even her grandson is sort of an alum. He graduated from our child care center and is now in kindergarten. But these two women exemplify something that we always talk about, that learning is lifelong. You are never too old to continue your education. And while they may not have many more years in the workforce, they've learned so much, they've developed so much that it's an experience that no one can ever take away from them. Our other graduate, let me talk about a couple more if I could. It's not unusual for a parent and a child to graduate at the same time. Tonight we have a husband and wife who are graduating. The wife is receiving her associate degree in nursing. The husband already had a baccalaureate degree, in fact is pursuing a master's degree, but he went back to school to CSM with her, is also graduating this evening with a degree in English. And what do they say? Families that fill in the blank, stay together. Well, in this case, families that study together, stay together. And this truly is a case here because they would go to the library and study together. She nursing, him English, and they would quiz each other before their examinations. A really, really strong relationship there. Another one of our graduates would pass on her bus to D.C. every day. She would pass the Waldorf Center. She had been out of school for 15 years, out of high school. And she finally said one day, you know, I don't have any excuses. The bus goes right by the Waldorf Center. She went in one day, and she's graduating this evening. And every day when she was on that commuter bus to D.C., she would be studying. And she called it an education on the run. And she'll be honored this evening. And the last student I want to talk about is a traditional age student, someone who graduated from high school, decided he wasn't going to come to CSM, he wanted to go further afield. And so he selected a large, major flagship university in a neighboring state, Pennsylvania. I won't tell you which institution, you probably know which one I'm talking about. And he went to this large organization, large institution, and after 2 years amassed a debt that was an amazing amount, thousands upon thousands of dollars, to the point where he could not continue his education at that institution. He came here. And what's interesting, and the story he tells is very moving, because he talks about he expected a good education, an outstanding education when he came to CSM. What he didn't expect was a family, and that's what he got. He had instructors, he had staff members that cared about him as a person. And he can check off, just like that, every faculty member, every administrator, every support staff person that made a difference in his life, that helped him to get from where he was to where he is this evening. And we're proud of all of our students, because every single one of them has a story to tell. Unfortunately, we can't be here till tomorrow morning, so we'll move on, but I do want to mention, and I think you all know this, when you watch our graduates walk across the stage, and you know, I don't have to tell you this, this is an amazing feat for most of them, because most of them have families, they work, they have a life, and they're outstanding students. And for them to reach this point is nothing short of incredible. But what they share, and they share a very important attribute, and that is the understanding of the importance of a college education. And my hope to them is that this is not the beginning, that throughout your entire life you will continue to learn, you will continue to grow. I'm not talking about going on and getting a doctorate. I'm talking about continuing to prosper, continuing to grow intellectually, continuing to learn. Because individuals who live that kind of life live a happier life, a more sustained life, and I encourage all of you. So please, all of our audience, please help me in recognizing and congratulating our wonderful graduates this evening. Now, it's customary for us to invite a faculty representative and a student representative to the podium to reflect on the significance of this moment. And so I'm going to call upon first Professor Mike Green, President of the Faculty Senate, Professor of Business. And also we're going to have after Mr. Green, we're going to have Tia Dickerson, who is the head of our Student Government Association, to provide some remarks. Thank you.
Good evening. Our Declaration of Independence reminds us that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which are the familiar life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's interesting to ponder for a moment some of the other things our Creator endowed us with, but Jefferson chose not to enumerate, and some of the things with which our Creator chose not to endow us. We are not endowed with absolute wisdom and perfection. Morris Lichtenstein says this is a blessing because if we were from the outset endowed with absolute wisdom and perfection, there would be no happiness to pursue. To Lichtenstein, life is made happy only when, quote, one has some ideals to attain, when one has some facts of knowledge to discover, when one has something to build, something to achieve, something to add to this world, end quote. Fortunately, says Lichtenstein, we are endowed by our Creator with the ability to grow. You see, pursuit and achievement of happiness is a function of growth. Lichtenstein identifies 3 spheres of growth: physical, mental, and spiritual. While acknowledging the importance of each, it is the mental and spiritual that is his focus. He notes that we are each born with the capacity to reason, rationalize, reflect upon, and harmonize the greater truths of existence. There was a time when higher education in the United States was concerned with a student's growth in each of these 3 spheres. Today, the time and efforts of those who lead and work at institutions of higher education, such as the College of Southern Maryland, mostly focus on the mental sphere. We are first and foremost in the knowledge business. Knowledge is essential to mental growth. We, the faculty, have exposed you to some of the best of the accumulated knowledge of Western civilization and some non-Western as well. We hope that you continue to develop your mind, that you continue adding to its store of knowledge. However, heed Lichtenstein's warning. He says, quote, "The mind grows by the material with which you feed it. Do not therefore spend your precious hours on materials which are trashy, ephemeral, and lacking in vital nourishment," end quote. This doesn't mean don't ever watch a reality TV show, or don't ever play a video game, or don't ever text or tweet. It does, though, mean that too much time spent in these pursuits will likely crowd out all good that comes from the pursuit of knowledge and mental growth. Also remember that while knowledge is necessary to mental growth, it is not sufficient. Lichtenstein tells us that the mind grows through knowledge and achievement, knowledge being what we take in from life, achievement being what we give to life. Today we celebrate the awarding of an academic credential to each of you. You have every right to be proud of yourself and to be proud in this achievement. Your family, friends, and we at CSM are proud of you and of this achievement. We, the faculty, hope that we have helped you to develop your ability to reason, to rationalize, and to reflect. We hope that you will reflect upon the essence of Lichtenstein's wisdom that you have been introduced to here today. Your true achievement is found in using your newfound knowledge and mental capacity to add something to this world, to this community, to make it a better place. We, the faculty, offer you our congratulations, good luck, continued growth, and happiness. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tia Dickerson, and I am your 2011-2012 Student Government President. First and foremost, congratulations are in order to all of our fall 2011 graduates for your recent success. I myself cannot wait to finish this fantastic journey that you all have completed today. Also, let me join you in acknowledging and thanking those who are sharing in celebration today, your parents, spouse, family, and friends. They have provided the emotional and academic and sometimes financial support to help you achieve this moment. The accomplishments that you celebrate this evening is one of the most true achievements. As a member of the current student body, I understand some of those challenges and can appreciate the hard work, patience, and commitment that is necessary for you to become a successful graduate. As the president of the Student Government Association and on behalf of the students at the College of Southern Maryland, I congratulate you this achievement and wish you to continue success throughout your journey towards your future goals. I would like to finish tonight with a quote by Gary Bolden. Your families are extremely proud of you, and you can't imagine the sense of relief that they're experiencing. This would be the best time to ask for money. Thank you for your congratulations.
Sometimes I do mess up, and I messed up royally this evening. One of the strongest supporters of this college, someone on the St. Mary's School Board, someone who is always telling students, consider CSM, I overlooked, and I don't want to overlook Mary Washington, who is on the St. Mary's School Board. Thank you so much for being here, Mary. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Mary Krug, and as chairman of the board of the college, it is my privilege to congratulate you in person. We on the board are volunteers, and tonight is our payday. What you have accomplished is our reward for the service that we provide, but it's all your work. And I would also like to congratulate Tia for giving you such practical information and suggestion at the end of her comments. My real special privilege tonight is the honor of introducing your commencement speaker. And she is remarkable. Our graduates know that a college education is an important key to a successful career. But an education is only a portion of one's key to success. He or she must also work hard, keep learning, take risks, and in some cases be a trendsetter, going where no person has gone before. This could describe our commencement speaker, Rear Admiral Michelle Howard. After graduating from high school, she did what few women of color did at that time, enrolled at the U.S. Naval Academy. Upon graduation and receiving her commission, she rejected the safety of a land job, instead serving on naval warships. She began her career on the USS Hunley and then the USS Lexington. While on the latter ship, the Secretary of the Navy awarded her the Captain Winifred Collins Award. This award is given annually to that woman officer who has exhibited outstanding leadership. She continued her service aboard the USS Mount Hood during Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm. She later served on the USS Flint and then the USS Tortuga, where she was the executive officer, the second in command of the vessel. Here she was deployed in the Adriatic Sea in support of the peacekeeping effort in the former Republic of Yugoslavia, which was awash with ethnic strife, leading to the deaths of thousands. In 1999, she became the first African-American woman to command a warship in the U.S. Navy, when she was assigned to the USS Rushmore. She later left the seas for important land-based jobs, including J3 Global Operations, Readiness Joint Staff, Executive Assistant to the Joint Staff Director of Operations, Deputy Director N3 on the OpNav staff, Deputy Director Expeditionary Warfare Division, OpNav staff, and senior military assistant to the Secretary of the Navy. In 2006, she was promoted to the rank of Rear Admiral, making her the first admiral, not the first woman admiral, the first admiral selected from the Naval Academy class of 1982, and the first woman graduate of the United States Naval Academy elevated to the rank of admiral. She exemplifies what a good education, strong work ethic, and belief in oneself can accomplish. I am truly honored to introduce our commencement speaker, Rear Admiral Michelle Howard.
Tisha, you could see I was passing my money a little earlier for that kind introduction. Thank you very much. Well, Ms. Krug, distinguished guests, faculty, students, and very, very soon, graduates, good evening. Dr. Gottfried, before I start, I got to tell you, when you talked about the married couple, my mind froze on that thought, and I just kept thinking, it brings a whole new meaning to the words cooperate and you graduate. Just incredible. So in addition to the married couple, we have many more wonderful students in the audience. And this ceremony marks a major milestone. And although I'm aware that this particular group of achievers is a little bit older and that many of you have life experiences outside of the academic world, I feel compelled to follow the route of other commencement speakers and provide you some thoughts on life that starts tomorrow. You've demonstrated success in the classroom. I'd like to discuss the success that comes after the classroom. We all assess our lives in different ways, and how we define ourselves is germane to the discussion. But we frequently also define success in terms of how others see us. And so, for example, when I had command of USS Rushmore, I was asked to speak to another group of thoughtful students. These were elementary children in a San Diego school. And after introducing myself, the youngsters were allowed to ask questions. And thankfully, they were easy with me at first. I was able to answer with confidence good questions like, why are Navy ships gray? And do you see dolphins at sea? Then a young boy stood up. He started with, how can you be in command of a ship? And he paused, searching for words. In that 2-second pause, so much went through my mind. Was he going to comment on me being a woman? And then I found myself praying, dear God, please do not let this child ask me about my heritage. And then he continued, how can you be in command of a ship? You're short. Wow. Life success is not about your height. Life success is about aspiring to the heights. So how you manage that successful climb? How do you manage that successful climb, and how do you overcome the challenges on this journey of life? So I'd like to answer that question by talking about one of my heroes, my mother. My mother was raised in England in World War II, and let's just say her childhood was tough. And despite the trying times, she was a Girl Guide, and she continued Girl Scouting in this country after she married my father and moved here. And growing up, we spent many weeks each year camping and hiking in wonderful places like Colorado, Alaska, and New England. My mother is a woman of absolutes. If you've heard the expression, there's no crying in baseball, her version would be, there's no crying, period. And it's against that attitude that I and my 3 siblings would be tested. For my mother, there was much about outdoor life that provided opportunities to build our character and our resources. We were expected to be able to carry heavy packs while scaling mountains, pinch tents quickly as the sun set, and rustle up a meal for many over an open campfire. And as a scout leader, my mother took none of these skills for granted. We had to prove ourselves through demonstration, and my mother was the sole authority as to whether we passed or failed. And among the many standards set to determine if we were capable outdoor scouts was the test of the one-match fire. The one-match fire. In my mother's version of outdoor life, a woodsman should be able to light a fire and have it roar into success with a single match. Now, I believe her reasoning was nested in some childhood deprivation. In World War II, matches were a precious store. Once used, you might not get any more. And you may be on the run from German occupiers who've invaded your homeland. And each match represents one evening of hot meals for the lads and the basic necessity of warmth for the English insurgents in the woods. And maybe that one match would keep the spark alive that keeps the home fires burning. One match to start a fire. This intense tone of burden and responsibility was deeply translated into each of us as we grew up. My mother's rules for final evaluation were as arbitrary and finite as life itself. On any given day, she would decide, tonight is your moment of truth. Find your wood, stack up your best efforts, you get one match. Let your hand be steady. Let no rogue wind blow out the flame or life. Cusp your light carefully, for if it's blown out, you fail. If your strike is off and you break the match, you fail. Should you carelessly select damp tinder and kindling, and the wet snuffs out your blaze, you failed. And the penalties for failure were hard. You not only had to endure the sneers of your siblings, the entire family unit suffered. No fire that night. No singing around the cozy embers at the end of the day. No heat. No hot food for dinner. And most egregious of all, no s'mores. In the annals of Howard family lore, it is my sister who made the record books. We were camping during a miserably cold and wet week in Alaska's Mount McKinley National Forest. My sister, the youngest, had just turned 8. We were spent after a long day of hiking and were completely soaked. The sun was setting, and we were looking forward to a stationary evening huddled around the campfire. To this day, I do not know what wild hair crept into my mother. The moment we got back to camp, stretching our belief in her sanity, she turned to my sister and said, "It's your turn. One match fire." Recognizing the unbelievable unfairness of circumstances, my brothers and I protested, and we were quickly silenced with a look. Realizing the futility of civil disobedience against a woman who's both judge and jury, we scrambled with flashlights to help our sister find dry pine needles. And as a team, we decided to sacrifice my older brother's poncho. We created a small shelter against the wind and rain, and as 3 of us held the poncho close to the ground, my sister gingerly placed her tinder under this temporary haven, and in a daring maneuver, never again seen in the annals of field and stream, she half crawled under the poncho roof and, using her body as a shield, lit her one match. The fire started. Glory be to God. We were all tipsy with the feelings that come with success against adversity, all the more sweeter because we had succeeded as a team. And we pounded my sister on the back, and we jumped up and down and squealed as only winners can. And I'm going to see that tonight, aren't I? This family narrative taught me much about success in life. It reinforced to me that there are consequences to failure, just as there is satisfaction when you succeed. I also learned that you don't get to pick your moment of success. You must be ready when it is thrust upon you. This lesson was reinforced in 2009 when I took command of an expeditionary strike group. My command consisted of 16 amphibious ships and supporting forces. It's about 11,000 people. I immediately deployed to the Gulf of Aden in April, where I joined my staff at sea, and I took command of Task Force 151, a multinational organization with a mandate of fighting pirates. Within 48 hours of taking command, we were in a hostage situation at sea. The holding of Maersk, Alabama's Captain Richard Phillips on board a life raft by Somali pirates. My job and that entire flotilla's job was to get that guy back. Rapidly after the news, there were ships and forces en route to the Maersk, Alabama's location. And as the days unfolded, I and my staff worked around the clock, providing tactical synchronization, oversight, and decisions that come with a multi-ship and force mission. And that mission confirmed for me that people of the armed forces make miracles happen every single day. And when I think of the scope of personnel, ships, and aircraft involved, it's amazing how such a large team can come together and focus on a single American. And there is no doubt in my mind that every sailor and Marine, Army, Coast Guard man, and Air Force person in that mission was thinking of nothing else but Captain Phillips. And every one of your sons and daughters of this nation were ready to do their job, and their preparedness ensured that we were successful. In recalling those days, I must recognize the leadership and spirit of Captain Phillips. He made a tremendous sacrifice, offering himself as a captive to ensure his crew was freed. We in the military study the heroes of our services. We hope our traditions and history will carry us to do the right thing when it is our turn to be tested. In meeting Richard Phillips, I met a living hero, and he met his test with grace and strength. It's a reminder that each of us will have those times in our lives when the obstacles seem insurmountable. And each of you will have that moment when you want to be your best. And the opportunity will open, and the chance to make a difference in the world will be at your feet. And sometimes it comes in small things. Maybe it'll be a job interview, or maybe it'll be a chance to help somebody, or maybe it'll simply be mentoring someone else. Prepare. Be ready when success is thrust upon you. As I've grown older, I realize the wisdom of my mother, and sometimes in life you only get one match. And when you think about the metaphors between flame, light, and inspiration, there's deeper lessons. We frequently only get one chance in life to light a flame to inspire. And so tonight we have this ceremony. Many of us will leave this room, and this will be the only time together in our lives. And this speech is my best attempt at my one match. So let me end with a quote from John Quincy Adams, who in a letter to his son said, "I encourage you to dream more, learn more, do more, and be more. Every one of you who's in a seat, you are there because you have dreamed more. You are there because you have learned more." I would add, be ready so that you can do more when your time comes and you can become more. Make your one match count. Congratulations, CMS Winter Class of 2012. My best wishes on your future.
She said that was her first commencement address, but she's a great beginner, isn't she? As someone who is vertically challenged myself, I can only say, A, the Navy's in great hands, and B, I think we all owe a big salute and thank you to the tallest person in the room. And now I have another great privilege, and that's awarding some special awards to some very special people. The Board of Trustees has established its Distinguished Service Award to publicly recognize those people who have made significant contributions to the growth and vitality of CSM. We're pleased to honor 5 very special people with the award this evening. Ms. Kushner, Ms. Wason, Mr. and Mrs. Leander, and Jay and Mary Lilly, would you join me on stage? This award is given by the CSM Board of Trustees to individuals, organizations, and businesses that provide outstanding support and resources to advance the college in achieving its mission and goals. From Calvert County, Joanne Kushner and Donna Waser. Joanne and Donna are visionaries and doers. They are being recognized for their vision and accomplishments in establishing the Ward Wirtz Piano Project at the CSM Prince Frederick campus. 6 years ago, Donna and some friends approached the college about donating a handmade Austrian Bosendorfer piano worth close to $100,000 to the college in memory of their dear friend, concert pianist Ward Wirtz. Ward was a superb classical pianist who unexpectedly passed on in his mid-30s. Donna and Joanne led the charge to raise funds for this beautiful piano, dedicate it to their dear friend, and donate it to the college so that the Southern Maryland community can benefit from it. With this gift and support from other generous donors, CSM has been able to provide the Ward Wirtz Concert Series, which is a collection of free concerts to the public for 6 years. And as another component of the project, Joanne has created and led a regional piano competition for high school students for 4 years, awarding prizes of $500, $250, and $100 through a partnership with her organization, Art Links. And if you haven't been to a Ward Wirtz concert, they're on Sunday afternoons, they're free, and they're wonderful. From Charles County, Jay and Mary Lilly. Jay is a 1975 alum of CSM, then Charles County Community College, who transferred to Georgetown University to obtain his business degree and returned to make his mark in Southern Maryland. Jay is the chair of the CSM Foundation Board of Directors and owner of 2 Caldwell Banker real estate businesses in Southern Maryland, along with his accomplished wife, Mary. He and Mary, who has also helped the foundation raise funds through its golf tournaments, have pledged and donated more than $12,000 to the college and continue to lead and support fundraisers such as the annual golf classic, the arts, the nursing program, and scholarships. And if you sell your home through his company, he'll donate 10% of the commission back to the college. Jay has been a graduation speaker at CSM and is an active supporter of the college and its foundation. He created and is leading the college's annual fundraising campaign, CSM Strong, and will be reaching out to all of you this year to ask for your support. Every gift counts. Pass it on. And finally, from St. Mary's County, Al Leander and Lisa Leander. High-tech dreams and determination can start at a very young age. Just ask Via Alex Management Solutions founder Al Leander, who is also creator of the Southern Maryland Youth and Technology Summit, held at CSM for the past 4 years. Al watched as his father boarded a plane to travel from his homeland of Haiti to the United States. I remember thinking that one day I will know how this mysterious winged tube can travel to such wonderful places. I committed myself from that point to endeavor to learn as much as I could about flight, said Al. Because of his determination and through the help and mentoring of many teachers along the way, Al fulfilled his dreams of becoming an aerospace engineer. Now, through the Youth and Technology Summit, he helps local students dream big and find their own pathways to success. Al has served on the CSM Foundation Board for 4 years and has raised more than $80,000 in sponsorships to defray the costs of this event, which has exposed more than 1,500 students to STEM-related careers and technology. It's a pleasure for me to be able to present these, and I hope I don't drop them.
Well, this is the time that we've all been waiting for. However, a few introductory remarks. If you look at your program, you'll notice that individuals who have gained the distinction, academic distinction, of graduating with a 3.5 or higher are indicated by a, or designated within the program. Also, you'll see some individuals who have golden stoles and tassels. These are inductees into Phi Theta Kappa. And Phi Theta Kappa is the National Honor Society for two-year colleges where students have a minimum grade point average of a 3.5. And I don't know, I think we may have some others, so let me keep going. Students wearing blue and white cords are members of the National Student Nursing Association. Students wearing blue cords are members of the National Society of Leadership and Success. And our scholars graduates have a black and gold cord. And we're proud of all of our students, whether they've got anything fancy on their robes or not. Congratulations to all of you. And now I'd like to call upon Deborah Tervala, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, to present the candidates for their degrees and certificates. Deborah?
Madam Chair, Mr. President, I present the candidates for certification. The faculty certify with this document that the following candidates have attained significant achievement and competence in their chosen careers. I also present for the associate's degree the candidates who have been approved by the faculty and whose names appear on the official list. We now confer the certificates in Human Services, Alcohol, and Drug Counseling. Patricia Ann Smith. We now confer the certificates in Medical Coding Specialist. Crystal L. Butler. We now confer the certificates in Practical Nursing. April Diane Burrows. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Accounting. Tiara Latrice Buchanan. Sarah Rebecca Cattell. Marie A. Clark. Carol Lynn Lusky with honors. Mary Geneva Yates. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences. Heather Lee Brooks. Whitney B. Birch. Monica M. Fellows. Lisa Ann Goldway. Morgan Ann Harger with honors. Ashley N. Hilton. Colleen Bernadette Liu. Melinda Malott. Letitia Nicole Thompson. Chastity N. Williams. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences in Art. Laura Marie Boswell. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences and Arts and Humanities. Angelina Marie O'Leary. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences, Exercise and Sports Science. Tashira Ashley Jones. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences, History. William Christopher Marshall. Stephen Joseph Potter. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences, Pre-Nursing. Olayima Ayobuli Adujoba. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences, Social Sciences. Joshua Thomas Brown with honors. Nicole Elizabeth Godwin. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Arts and Sciences, Spanish. Jacqueline Z. Vasquez. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Business Administration. India Mahogany Barnes. Alicia Shante Marie Carter with honors. Crystal Marie Cromwell. William John Dagenhart with honors. Claudel Emmanuel Clarice Ellis with honors. Jennifer D. Ellis. Menen Zipporah Emmanuel. Nicole A. Higgins with high honors. Tricia R. Keller. Alan J. Lyon with honors. Casey Joe Malott. Michael Vernon Rhodes with high honors. Ashley Nicole Robinson. Taviz Christine Savoy. Ashley Lynn Selner. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Business Administration and Technical Management. Amanda Lynn Pinkerton. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Computer Information Systems. Mary Catherine Welch. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Computer Science. Hassan El Sayed. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Criminal Justice. Angel Anilis Negroni Borandi. Donald O. Butler III. Heather Lynn Russell with high honors. Kirsten Renee Thompson with highest honors. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Development. Helen Marie Banting. Ashley Nicole Taman with high honors. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Electronics Technology. Mary Ann Douglas. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Emergency Medical Services. Mabel M. Clay. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Engineering. Kevin Wayne Elliott II. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Fire Science Technology. Kirsten Marie Shea with honors. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in General Studies. Brittany Andrea Briscoe. Jasmine D. Britt. Jacqueline Michelle Brock. Christopher Patrick Chapman. Angela Caitlin Cook. Robert William Dara. Tia M. Deloach. Allison Carolyn Dodson. Laura Jeanette Derner. Melissa A. Edwards. Christopher Henry Elliott. Ashley C. Farmer. Atlas Andrew Ford. William Jesse Gross. Nayela Villarreal Hernandez. Sarah Nicole Kemmerer with highest honors. Susan Teresa Kruska. Brian Michael McKnight. Sarah Catherine Reed. Shireen Richardson. Mark Bennett Rose. Kaylee Taylor Russell. Felicia A. Spruill. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in General Studies Communication. Jennifer L. Fanton with honors. Neil Hawkins. Nicholas E. Millay. Jeffrey Eric Robbins. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in General Studies, Criminal Justice. Karen Lorena Amaya with high honors. Ariel Marie Baker. Brianna Simone Beckman. Christina A. Brown. Forrest Leonard Freeland III. Tawanya Nicole Hutchins. Dylan A. O'Brien. Shannon Lorraine Roulette. Derek Aaron Smoot, Jr. Courtney Nicole Michelle Witt. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in General Studies in English. Leah Marie Jeffers with honors. Erin Karnbach with high honors. Brittany Kidwell. Joshua James Lisi. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Human Services. Tamika L. Scriber. Kathleen Rose Stark. Jessica Nicole Whitehurst. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Information Services Technology. Stephen Michael Grinder. Gordon Anthony Mason. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Information System Security. Brandon W. Simmons. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Management Development. DeMonica L. David with highest honors. Melinda A. Johnson. Misty Dawn Lalonde with honors. Janice E. McKinney. Brandy Lee Winters. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Nursing. Emily McCall Arnold with honors. Kayla Elise Bryant. Emily Elizabeth Dare. Trishana Shamika Davies. Catherine Elizabeth Hancock. Kimberly Ann Hemsley. Rebecca Sue White Humple. Leon Nicole Kinsey Thompson. Lucy S. Lavarne. Patricia Lynn Johnson Madden. Carrie Ann Marlowe. Laura K. Posick. Miriam Aguilar Rincon with honors. Melissa Marie Shanks. Amy Bailey Smith. Betty Jane Tennyson. Jennifer Jean Wagner. Veronica Daisy Weimert. We now confer the Associate of Applied Science degrees in Paralegal Studies. Kimberly Shauna Johnston. Tori L. Zinn. We now confer the Associate of Science degrees in Sports Management. Sarah Christina Arneson. We now confer the Associate of Arts degrees in Teacher Education, Early Childhood. Kara Elizabeth Bracey. Will all the degree and certificate candidates please rise?
Graduates, please change your tassels. By virtue of the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the award for which you have been recommended, admitting you to all the rights, privileges which throughout the land pertain to those certificates and degrees. In testimony whereof you have received this award of the college officially signed and sealed. Congratulations.
In recognition of your scholarly achievement, we, the faculty, salute you and wish you Godspeed.
Well, this definitely is a night to remember. I certainly will. And I want to wish the best to all of our graduates. Remember, you will always be part of the CSM family. We will always be here for you. I also want to recognize our wonderful faculty and staff for the hours and time that they commit to you. They do an outstanding job. So thank you very much all. And now, I ask that you all stand for the recessional. And please remain standing until the graduates, the platform party, the faculty are able to recess. And I invite all of you to a reception where we're going to have a great party over at the Business and Industry Building. As you leave the building, go straight, hang a right, and it's right in front of you. And I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you.